Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pairfect, your go-to lifestyle show where we shine a spotlight on the visionaries and innovators who are transforming our world. Today, we're embarking on an inspiring journey into the world of sustainable fashion, where we'll discuss the vital practices of upcycling, recycling, repurposing, and reconstructing garments. We're honored to be joined by three distinguished guests: Joanne Zapanta, Andrada, the dynamic president of the Zonta Club of Makati; Francesca Manotoc, co-chair of My Vintage Shop; and Suyin Liu Li, vice president of the Zonta Club Makati. Together, they'll share their valuable perspectives on how we can refresh our wardrobes while nurturing our planet. So let's delve into their inspiring stories and uncover how they're paving the way for a more sustainable and stylish future. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Wow,
us.
such an honor. So Zonta ladies are in the house.
Yes, well, specifically the Zonta Club of Makati,
Makati.
and Environs.
Okay. So there are several.
There are several,
groups.
yes.
Okay. How long have you been with the club?
Don't ask that because we're gonna you can ask them. Not me. It'll divulge too much.
Too much. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's talk
Yeah.
about sustainable fashion because you have a project coming up, right?
Yes, we have a project that is ongoing actually.
Ongoing. Okay.
Yes.
So let's
Yes, and
talk
maybe Suyin would like to
Yeah.
talk more about it.
Yes, so actually the Zonta Club of Makati and Environs has several projects, and
Okay.
one of the projects that Zonta actually has done historically is do cooperation projects with the UN and
I
their
see.
goals.
Okay.
And
That's
one
good.
of the goals, of course, as female international organization is UN Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which is gender equality.
I see.
Now,
yes.
aside from empowering women and girls, we thought, ZCME specifically thought, to make the UN SDGs more relatable
I see.
to the public.
Okay.
And so we adopted 2 more Sustainable Development Goals, 12 and 13,
Which are?
which are responsible consumption and production and
That's good.
climate change.
Yes.
But you know, as girls, the most relatable way to express that is through fashion. Hence, the birth of the Little Vintage Shop, which Franny can talk more about.
Yes,
What
Franny.
is that
Yes.
shop? Yeah.
Okay, the Little Vintage Shop was actually inspired by a project that my sisters and I did when our mother passed away.
I see.
So she had so many things that we just didn't want to throw away. So some of the things we kept, and some we thought, why don't we, sell them, but only to friends. Because, we wanted the friends to have a piece of mommy that, when they're wearing it, they'll remember her, with fond memories.
Okay.
But then it spread around, word spread around, and so many people bought these things. Hence, we were able to get so much funds that we donated it to her favorite charities. Now, Penny, my sister, is a member of Zonta.
Yeah.
So she shared this idea with Zonta, and that was the birth of the Little Vintage Shop.
Okay.
So the members of Zonta, she invited the members of Zonta, hey, why don't you donate stuff that you want to throw away? We can sell them again. And so that was it. That was the start of
It's
the
like
project.
super exciting. It's like a win-win project all the way. Everyone wins. Reason being is you have all the titas and titas of Manila opening up their wardrobes and taking out clothes that they otherwise would have just ditched anyway, right? But these are well curated clothes.
I'm
These
sure.
are wonderful clothes. They just, they
I've
just
seen
are not interested in wearing them anymore, or they don't
Yeah,
fit.
they
But
don't
these are
fit.
excellent clothes. So, at what time in your life can you probably get a Pitoy Moreno, right?
Yeah.
Or a Ramon Valera.
Wow.
Or, you know what I mean? Or Oji Cordero.
It's so
At a
nice.
reduced price. And these women take care of their clothes.
Right,
Okay? So, it's a win for the titas because they get to decongest their wardrobe and at the same time do something good. Because they know that. It's a good feeling that this is going to a good place, the proceeds are going to a lovely organization. Okay? But it's also a win. It's also a win for the consumer.
Right.
Right? Because now they get all these
You get
fantastic
access to-
brands for a reduced price.
Right,
no?
right.
And at the same time, practicing responsible consumerism
Right.
because you're not buying something new. You're giving a chance for the clothes to have an extended use and extended life.
We all want nowadays, right? Because of
Absolutely.
sustainability. So you were practicing sustainability even before it became a big deal now, right?
I think ever since
Ever since I've been, trying to upcycle stuff of my mother. Like example, this.
Yeah, what you're
this
wearing,
is-
it's
this
very
is
interesting.
Mommy's, I don't know, costume or something, Filipiniana costume. I
Okay.
didn't want to throw it away, so here comes little vintage shop. We deconstructed some of the gowns that were not selling. So yeah, we put lace and patches and all these
Made
other
it
things to make it look
very
fresh,
current.
diba?
yeah.
So and it makes people feel good that you're wearing something. You didn't throw away something.
Yes.
You're wearing something upcycled.
Tama. Because what I mean is, a lot of people now are really interested in also doing their part for the environment,
Yes.
right? But it's just that like organizations like Zonta now are helping, spread awareness, like mold minds. I don't know, right? So,
Yeah.
but I would like to know what sustainability means to you. Why do you think it's important, more important than ever?
Well, for me personally, I think sustainability is very important because we only have one Mother Earth.
Right.
And the resources have been depleted obscenely, right? So it's very important for us to realize that and to be more conscious of what we consume because we hear about it without realizing that the everyday things we consume actually contribute to the destruction of the earth. So it's more about changing our habits, and in doing so, have more consideration to how it impacts the environment.
Right, right. And Suyin, you work for one of the big names in a big name
here
in
as Vice
industry,
President
right? So what I'm just saying is sustainable
Yes.
fashions because they
Yes,
carry
yes.
a lot of fashion,
Yes.
right? So what
Yes.
does it mean to you,
Well,
sustainable fashion?
Right. So I want to say personally that my professional and personal values have finally aligned.
Oh, okay.
This is also why in the second chapter of my life, I think I took this role and Zonta had a big part in it in shaping those or cementing those values, which is, looking at the present and future, also having young children.
Okay.
And, they are being taught in schools now.
Yes.
Sustainability is a part of school, and they're all
Nice, that's
little
good.
change makers in their own way. My daughter is a teenager and representative of your new consumer who researched vintage shops and
Yes,
vintage
yes.
shops with a purpose. So she also researches brands
Okay.
that give back to the community. So aside from that, for me, being associated with organizations, companies that give back to the community or actually integrate their businesses with sustainability in mind
Yes.
is very important because we do have a role to play as individuals
We
and
do.
as groups, right? As interest groups. So, sustainability is not just the materials which are organic, right? Or biodegradable. It's also, as Joanne said, consumer behavior. So non-single use, right? Your eco bags,
Right.
right? Buying an article of clothing that depreciates over time and is passed on, right? Hence the popularity of vintage shops all over the world.
Yes, they call it like
Thrifting.
Thrifting.
Right, that's a
Right.
big
And
deal with the youth now. Or,
yes, and I think the youth that I've been meeting, you know, the I guess in their in the college aged youth, when they talk about what they're wearing, it's how many articles are you wearing that's actually secondhand or made of sustainable fabric?
okay.
It's a different. There's pride in it.
You know, we're so,
Yes.
we're so happy that now the concept of thrifting has changed. During the pre-digital age.
Yeah, there was
Okay. Yeah,
Diba,
there's
okay.
okay, and God forbid you ever do that.
Oh,
right? During
before.
that time,
There-
it's like, diba? You don't do that. Everything is new. Parang, why would you wear something that somebody else wore? Gross. And now, no. Now it's like,
pride.
I am putting thought in what I'm buying, right? There is a story. There is a story to every piece that has been worn. So there is like there's a provenance to it.
Yes,
So
yes.
the whole concept is changing, and to us that's so exciting because that really helps mitigate the impact of irresponsible consumer spending.
The waste, right?
And then, Joe, you know, we're talking about the youth, right? Because it's easy for them to understand the concept, but like the lolas and the titas, it's harder for them to understand. But I'm so
Yun na nga eh,
happy.
so I was saying, they're the ones we need to educate.
But
Okay.
but
Remember that project you assigned me to upcycle
Yes.
the shirts,
Yes.
very
Yes.
very big men's shirts
Yes.
that no one was buying in the little vintage shop. So we upcycled them, and guess who bought them? The lolas. And
Sold out in less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's so exciting that you know what's exciting for me is in our club, in the Zonta club of Makati and
Makati.
Environs, right? We have a lot of senoras, right? Not just senoras, excuse me, doñas.
Doñas.
Okay? They're beyond senoras. They're beyond the titas. They are the doñas, okay? And yet they're so in. They are so in. They are so willing to adapt. They're so willing to be. Maybe it's that they're naturally wanting relevance in their lives.
Yes.
Right.
They adapt. They drive with us. You know, in fact, they are our biggest supporters.
They truly are.
And of course, they have the best clothes.
Yes. they are the biggest supporters.
We are just so thankful.
Yes.
So that was a great idea for you to suggest that you
Yeah.
upcycle. What do you call that? You repurpose or
Yes, it is
Upcycle.
upcycling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
upcycling. Okay,
yeah.
so the terms we need to define them
Yes.
for our audience. So what do you mean when you say upcycle?
Oh, yeah. The difference, okay, Suyin will give you the difference
Alright.
between recycling and
Recycling,
upcycling.
upcycling.
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Okay. So when we recycle, right, we just basically it's responsible diversion of the waste, right?
Okay.
So for example, plastic
throw
waste
it.
becomes pellets. You recycle into pellets, right? But then when you upcycle it, right, those pellets become something else. They can become a lamp,
Okay.
for example, for example, upcycling, because we have a lot of fabric waste. So for example, there's
I know.
a lot of denim that gets
Thrown away.
hopefully not
goes
into
in.
landfills. But if you notice, denim companies have a lot of recovery programs because they actually upcycle the denim into something else. It's, upcycling is like repurposing it also.
So what kind of tips can you give ordinary folks in upcycling their things, their clothes? What can they do on their own?
Yes, you know, there's this myth that, you know, only designers can upcycle. That's not true. Anybody can upcycle. I mean, for me, my process is, what do you want to convey with this particular item? So, well, example, the blouse that you bought,
Yes.
my inspiration was the 80s, you know. So guess who bought it right away?
A child of the 80s.
My child of the 80s. It made her happy, which was really what I wanted to convey, you know, like, okay, I remember Boy George or whatever, Madonna, and you know, at this age, we're really not conscious anymore of how you want to dress. You know,
Yeah.
you want to express yourself.
Expression, it's really about expression.
And it's also
Yes.
about forming healthier habits
Right.
about clothes. For instance, realize that a lot of times you shop because you're bored. Okay. And you end up regretting it because you're really wasting your money, right?
right.
So a little discipline on our part wouldn't hurt,
Yes.
right? Hurt us and our
Yes.
pockets,
Yes.
right? Second is there's certain
We're guilty of
all of it. Okay,
All of
everything
us
I'm
are
telling you, I'm so guilty of. I have to tell you, okay? I mean, we're learning. It's like, right, doctor, heal thyself. But another thing, no, is we have this habit, and oh God, the Filipinos people are gonna hate me for saying this, no? But for instance, you're wearing a denim jacket and you spent the day wearing it, right? Our tendency is once you wear it, you wash it right away. Right? Heaven forbid you don't.
Yeah.
But guess what?
You,
Items like denim, especially if you're the type who stays in an air-con room, right? You enter your car or you go to a Grab and it's air-con anyway, you air it. You know, you wear it several times before you wash it,
yeah.
right? Why? Because maintaining one denim jacket or one cotton shirt, the number of washings you do add up. They matter.
All right. Yeah, that's something people should think about.
Yeah, little
And we should
things
talk about
like
it.
that. Little things like that really contribute pala to you know to the environment.
Yeah.
To
I know. So yeah, that's not something people talk about a lot. But so this is going to be very helpful for our viewers. But we'll talk some more about it after a commercial break.
And this break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, Hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Tune in to Daily Tribune's show aimed at addressing the needs and problems of our OFWs from different corners of the globe. Hear about their plights and success stories every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
And we're back on Pairfect with the leaders of Zonta Club Makati
And
and Environs. Okay, so we were talking about upcycling, something that people say a lot but don't really understand, I think.
Yes.
So what other tips can you give our viewers on how
There's just
to
so many things to share.
upcycle? Like you were suggesting, wash your denim jackets
Yes.
less often, or
Yes.
clothes if you can
Exactly.
just air it.
Another thing is when you buy, don't just buy anything that you see, which you'll eventually regret, right? Pick, purchase conscientiously. Meaning to say, buy quality pieces, statement pieces that you can reuse several times.
Okay.
Right? So your consumption is so much less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do with the clothes that you have that you won't ever use again?
Oh,
What
we
kind of-
donate to the little vintage shop.
Okay.
it's a circle.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's really
Somebody,
My
someone's trash is
Yeah.
somebody
Treasure.
else's
Treasure.
treasure. So
Yes.
it's really
Okay.
speaking to the circular economy, right?
Yes, right.
And that's what we really want to achieve. Of course, aside from Joanne mentioned some consumption habits.
Yes.
So including your packaging, right?
Yes.
So please use
Yes.
eco bags again, not
Yes.
single-use
Yes.
plastic.
Plastic,
So it's really
yes.
about you say reduce, reuse, and recycle, right? So you can reduce consumption by buying, being smart consumers, and then your packaging, how you purchase, even your carbon footprint, right? Like
Right.
if you go to a mall of choice, and you do everything there, that's
Yeah.
one trip,
Right.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Versus many trips, or you
Yeah.
walk.
Wow.
If you can, that's also contributing to it, and you can fit in your clothes better
Yeah.
when you walk, right? I mean, I think it's just again, change of habits. And what we aim to do, of course, in Zonta and the Little Vintage Shop is give avenues for consumers to learn, to participate, right? To either donate
Right.
or purchase. And be part of this. Well, it's not really a movement. We really would like it to be
Yeah. Yeah, it's what you call
behavior,
it.
no?
It's not a movement.
Yeah.
It's a behavioral
It's a
change.
Change, and
Yeah.
we're
It's
still
a
in the
paradigm
process, I think.
shift.
Yeah, paradigm.
Yeah.
So, okay. That's good. That Zonta is very active in
Oh yeah, we aim
trying
to walk the
promote
talk.
that. Yeah. And you used to be a model,
Oh,
or do you still
God.
model now? So you've been in the
Many-
fashion industry, right?
I,
And
I
you-
was for the longest
yeah.
time.
So you must have some thoughts on the role that the fashion industry now plays in promoting or protecting the environment.
Absolutely. It's really, I think it's they must be conflicted in so many ways, because I realize that there is a responsibility to be had, but at the same time, they are a business, right? There's a
Yeah.
responsibility there as well. So they walk a very fine line.
Yes.
So how do you marry that? That is the challenge for the fashion industry, right? Among other things.
Yes.
You know, we can go
So
on
many-
and on about
so many
about
aspects.
body positivity in the
Yeah,
fashion
yeah.
industry. I mean, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
No? But with regards to environmental awareness, about the impact and the fight to fight climate change, yes, I think the fashion industry is, I do believe, the second worst offender.
Really?
Yes, in the
Okay.
world. So there is a dilemma there. Okay,
And-
not to mention the non-environmental issues such as child labor, for
Right.
instance,
So
right?
many things.
I mean, we can go on and on,
Yeah.
right? But yes, there is a conflict there.
Yeah, but I think now there's more awareness on their part to really practice.
There is an
Or
attempt,
change
there is
some
an
things.
effort to be made, but is it enough? Is
Yeah,
the
that's the
question.
question.
Yes,
Ha-
well, some designers are starting to work with,
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
fabric.
Right.
But just a few that I know of right now. So it really
It's
has
to
to
grow.
grow
Yeah.
and spread, diba?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like here in the Philippines, I've noticed also some of the designers, they're like in their recent shows, they've shown how you can work with fabric that they don't throw away anymore. They would just incorporate it into their design. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about that? Do you
Yeah.
think there's a market for that? Would you wear clothes that are also things
Maybe
like
Joanne, you can talk about the UN Zonta affair.
Oh, the collab. Okay, we had yesterday. We had a collab. I'm sorry, we had an event.
Okay.
To
to celebrate the UN Day, and it was wonderful because what we did is we had, I do believe it was 19 designers, paired up with 10 Zontians.
Okay.
Okay, and each was assigned a fashion capital. And the challenge was that the team of the Zontian and the designer would get materials from the Little Vintage Shop, upcycle them
Okay.
into really I do
Couture.
believe couture, truly
Yes, yeah.
couture
Yes,
items,
yes.
whether it was clothes, bags,
Jewelry.
jewelry, okay, accessories, and really show that with some imagination and creativity,
Yeah.
you could really turn what other people would consider a throwawayable item into something that is desirable. And guess what? They did. It was fabulous. And we were able to auction them off.
Okay.
And we were able to raise a lot of money,
money?
for a very
Oh.
good cause, because all the proceeds will go to fund our 27-year-old project, which is the Psychological Center for Sexually Abused Girls.
I see. Okay. That's a whole Zonta thing,
Yes.
or it's just Makati?
Oh, is it just
It's
Zonta Club
our
of Makati and
club.
Environs?
Yes.
Yes. We've been providing psychological care or counseling for sexually abused girls and children in conflict with the law since 1997.
Okay, wow. It's been ongoing for this
Yes.
long. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what else do you help? What other
Basically,
women issues?
Zonta is all about
Mm.
uplifting and empowering women and girls through service and advocacy. We're making the world a better place for children and girls. Our club in particular, we are very focused and serious about doing it through education. We have what is called the EWSP program, which helps college level students, economically marginalized students who are excelling in STEM
Okay.
in STEM subjects, because
So
STEM related STEM related occupations are usually male dominated.
Yeah.
Right? And so we have several scholars, and I'm so proud to say that this year more than half of our graduates graduated with Latin honors.
Wow.
So we're very proud of
Really
that.
smart women.
Yes. You want to share the rest of what we do?
Yes, so I guess, Joanne has talked about two major projects, which is our psychological center and, of course, our scholarship programs. But we also do a program called 16 Days of Advocacy.
Of activism.
Because we actually create awareness on our advocacies in safety, for example, and healthcare of women and girls. So we actually partner with an LGU and we actually create education programs, and we bring in subject matter experts.
Okay.
We obviously come from different professional backgrounds,
Fields.
but there is one common goal, which is really female empowerment.
Yes.
And related to the scholarship program we have, and we focus on STEM.
Yes.
And that's actually where the innovation comes in.
Okay.
And relating actually to sustainability, because your earlier question was on how the fashion industry can affect it. It's not only in the design of what's available, it's also in the development of materials or alternative materials
Okay.
for fabrics. So now, then, you can actually you put science and creativity together, and hopefully you get, positive solutions, because
Yeah.
we do need to save Mother Earth,
Yes.
right?
Start now. Start yesterday.
Yeah, so I think innovation and creativity is what's happening now in
Okay.
terms of trying to solve sustainability.
Yeah.
And I think, when you put several females together,
Right.
we automatically think out of the box.
Ang galing nga eh.
Right?
Like, I could see
Yeah.
like, when you were talking about that project, how you put your heads together and came out.
It's really a sisterhood. Our club is so blessed.
I can really feel that.
Yes, you know what I noticed? When we were younger, women would bitch about each other.
Mean girls.
Mean girls.
Now, I don't know, I feel so, thank you,
Zonta.
to Zonta, because
Yeah.
I'm like reinventing myself, but this time, it's with women who support each
Yeah,
other.
you feel
Not-
safe
parang
with
you-
other
Yes.
women
Yes.
and
Yes.
empowering.
We check our egos at the door.
Yes.
And when we know that somebody has a
ego.
great project,
Yeah.
we're there.
No.
We work so
Yeah.
hard. It's like we owned it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's
Actually, it was
beautiful to hear.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. I was like, wait, everyone here's type A.
Yeah. And yet,
And yet, wait,
How does that work?
everyone's type A, and yet there's no ego.
Was that a conscious thing or is it something you...
I don't know. I think it's just a shared mission.
okay. I think I
it's a
know.
shared
No, I
mission.
think yes,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Unlike, I think the question. Sorry, it's not a purposeful advert on our club, okay? But the thing is, but it's turning it. Okay, don't edit this out. But you know how it is, like when you join a group. It doesn't even have to be our club. It's a group.
A group.
There's a reason why you join it.
Yes, of
and a lot
course.
of times it's very self-serving, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of times people join because they want to be in, right? Or it's good for their business.
Yeah.
It's like high school
Nothing,
again.
yeah, it's nothing wrong with, or you need street cred, right? You
Yeah.
want to be the popular girl. Nothing wrong with that. We get it. But you know, the great thing is that we have a lot of young women who come to us and join our club because they are mission focused.
Wow.
They are mission driven. They see what we do
They
and
want
they say,
in.
God, how did they? My God, they're doing what I want to do now. I've got so much to share, but I don't know where to pour my talent
yeah.
and
Time.
my enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm going to join them.
Oh.
And a lot of them are so young. So
Like
we are
20s, 20s.
yes, they're fetuses. So compared to our fetuses.
Okay, so we're like the mid.
Yeah, we're the mid-range.
We're the mid-box.
And we got a lot of Donyas there, right? But guess what? It's such a compliment to us that we embody who they want to be 10, 20, 30 years from now.
That's
Right?
great.
So
Yeah.
I think they do check their egos at the door, and everybody is mission focused. So to be able to succeed in that mission, everybody just works together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's a lot of learning, I think. So with new things like sustainability, we
Yeah.
approach it very differently, right?
Yeah.
There's the creative
Right.
space, there's
Right.
like the policy space,
Yes.
there's the media space, which is great because it's like building your all-star team. But,
Yes.
but
I love
think
that.
it's kismet. I really
Yeah.
think because this is not planned.
Yeah.
Just
Right? I had never thought, like, I knew Joanne and Franny from school. They were
Right.
like the role models I had in school. They're a little bit older.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I was like, I could never have imagined myself sitting here with them because of the different interests and the different paths
Yeah.
we've taken.
Yeah.
But we come together because of these advocacies and projects.
my God.
And I
Right.
think that's, I think, what makes it dynamic is
Right.
because we bring in what we love and then we work together. And
Yeah.
it's a sincere support.
Right.
And I think for things that are new and, you know, and we're not, I think we take risks. Well, Joanne definitely pushes us to take risks. And then we support each other.
I think you know what it is. And this is I would say advice for anybody in life. When you embrace something larger than yourself, you grow.
right.
Right? You really grow from it. And not only that, is you don't just bless yourself by doing it, but you bless everybody around.
Yeah. Wow. Has Zonta always been like this, or has it always been
I think Joanne
this
has
energy?
played a very, very significant
God, I
role.
wish.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is I'm a hybrid because I've been around long enough with the Donyas.
Okay.
Okay. So that they know me enough to know I won't mess
Yeah.
everything up.
Okay.
But I think I'm relatively young enough to be able to get the younger set
Yeah.
to understand. So it's pretty much working out.
So you really are at the right place at the
I'm-
right time.
I think I'm helping at that pivot
Yeah,
point,
yes.
pivotal point.
At some point, it's all going to be
Yeah.
one seamless. Okay, so so it's really great that you're working on fashion now
Yeah.
because that's a very, I think, female thing,
Oh,
and you're
absolutely.
also working on sustainability. So you're marrying that into this project that you have now. So what else do you have for us? I mean, what do you plan to do for the rest of the year for Zonta?
Well, we are continuing with our advocacies and our services. We really are very heavy on that. Our goal is to spread the word and educate marginalized women on their rights and giving them livelihood opportunities.
Okay.
It's really all about empowering. We will continue with our child protection services and educating them through tutorials, through child counseling. It's really a very holistic way of, because at the end of the day, what is most important is giving people opportunity to raise themselves. And when I
On
say
their own.
opportunity, it's not just giving them avenues to work, but educating them. And thus by educating them, you are opening their opportunities,
Right.
giving them wider choices.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that's what we aim to do.
Could I make a plug?
Sure.
We have our upcoming bazaar,
Okay.
the FilipinaZ Bazaar. in
Ah, yeah.
Rockwell.
Yes.
November
It is
16 to 18.
Right,
And
yes.
all the proceeds will go to our
To a
Psychological
to the
center.
psychological center of
And all
CCM.
our other services.
Yes. And the products will, a lot of that will also be like sustainable products. So that's also our way of relating to the consumer, right? Is producing products that are sustainable, plus there's an added benefit of the need for the education of that and awareness as well,
I'm
right?
so curious about how much time do you spend doing all these? I mean,
On top of-
you have
on
so
top of-
many,
on top of the
you
rest of
told
the
me
things we
about
do.
so many projects.
You have to remember that a number of us hold pretty much full-time jobs.
I know.
Over and above what we do.
Yes. So, like, how do you stretch your time?
Well, I'll tell you
to,
what. On January, we're coming out with a seminar called the Wonder Woman. The Superwoman Syndrome.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, and it tells you about how women have to really regulate everything.
Yeah.
You know, because we all come from what is called the sandwich generation.
Oh, what's
we
that?
talk about it a lot. So,
Yeah, well,
What is it?
Well, we have aging parents, and we're still rearing our children.
Yeah.
And like we have,
So you're-
we are business owners. We have full-time jobs.
we are wives.
Normally at executive level also.
Yeah.
So it's challenging, but I'll speak for myself. I think I need Zonta.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel
you
like
need-
work
you need
actually.
other
No?
women.
Wow,
You.
great.
Yes, I do.
Agreed.
I'm
Agreed.
actually I feel that way because it's an avenue for me to express myself and to give myself to to other people, and I need that. So it's
I really like what I'm hearing here.
No, it's true. It's true.
Join us.
It's so true. It's so amazing how I need to talk to someone who's going through exactly what I'm going through,
Yeah.
right? And they are.
Oh,
Who else will understand, right? Who else will get
all in
it?
the same-
If you talk to a guy, he's
No.
not gonna get it, right? They simply won't.
Yes.
But you talk to, or you talk to a woman who can't be bothered, some society woman who can't be bothered, who isn't involved in anything other than herself, she won't get it either.
Yes.
Right? But you talk to your sister, you talk to your Zonta sister, and she
They'll
gets
get it.
And
And
that's
she
how we
gets
get it
it.
all done.
Yeah.
Aha.
No, seriously,
yeah,
really.
We finish
It
each
doesn't
other's
feel like work.
sentences.
It actually doesn't feel like work, but
I see.
yeah.
Galing. Okay. I didn't expect the conversation to turn to this because we were talking about
Sustainable.
Sustainable
But
fashion.
but you see, it's also a way of sustaining ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Anyway, we really lack the time now. We have the show, unfortunately. Before we end, maybe you could share some more thoughts about that sustainable fashion, sustainability projects that you have ongoing at the moment before we say goodbye.
Okay, so I mentioned already the FilipinaZ Bazaar. I hope you guys can visit Rockwell from November 16 to 18 and join us. Join us and buy things.
Also, check us out, the Little Vintage Shop on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
It's the underscore, right?
Little
The
vintage shop.
underscore
Little
Little Vintage
Vintage
Shop at Instagram, where we feature all the pre-loved items and the upcycled products that we have.
They can order from there too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Well, my only plug is you can change your behavior, right?
I like
Just
that.
think responsibly. It's just being responsible for people and the planet.
Yes.
So
And
that's
have
how
your
we started.
sisters reminding you
Oh,
every day.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's why they call it Mother Earth, because she understands.
Yes. Perfect. Okay, ladies, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining
Thank you.
us
Thank you, Dina.
this afternoon. I hope to have you back again. Maybe we can
Oh, you will be as
Talk
a member.
when we have something different to talk about again
Sure.
next time. Okay, so we're very excited to see how your efforts will continue to influence the industry and promote a more sustainable future for fashion globally. So thank you for joining us on Pairfect. Until next time, let's keep celebrating the innovators and change makers in our community. This has been Dinah Ventura, and you have been watching Pairfect.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Meralco.
Alam nyo ba kung saan napupunta ang binabayad nyo sa Meralco? Dito sa series na ito, isa-isahin natin yan para maipaliwanag ko po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Joe Dariaga ng Meralco Corporate Communication Office. Alam nyo ba na pag nagbabayad kayo ng bill sa kuryente, nasa mga 20% lang on the average ang napupunta sa Meralco? Sa katotohanan, nahahati sa iba't ibang components ang inyong electricity bill. Kumbaga parang pizza lang yan. Kasama sa binabayaran natin ay ang generation charge na napupunta sa generation companies o mga nag-ooperate ng power plants, transmission charge na napupunta sa System Grid Operator ng Pilipinas, na National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, at iba-ibang charges na napupunta sa gobyerno. Tulad po ito ng mga subsidies, taxes, universal charges at fit-all. Kung tutuusin, tulad nga nabanggit ko, nasa around 20% on the average ang kabuang bill ang binabayad sa Meralco sa pamamagitan ng distribution charge. Ito na ang pinaka-epektibong sistema para sa electricity consumers. Iwas abala ito para hindi na isa-isahin pang bayaran ng iba't ibang kumpanya na dinadaanan ng kuryente. Naway, nabigyan linaw ko po kayo kahit papano sa inyong mga katanungan ukol sa inyong electricity bill. Hanggang sa muli, ako po si Manong Joe, ang inyong lingkod.